Welcome back to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Closing Bell with me, Nandita Khemka.
And I am Yatin Mota.
Well, Yatin, the sun is clearly shining on the last street, even though Mumbai is witnessing a very rainy day. But, over the last hour of trade, we were on the edge of our seats with the Nifty really flirting with that 20,000 mark. In fact, it came dangerously close to that mark, and we were hoping that, we would hit that magical mark today. But, I think the wait gets a little longer, maybe tomorrow or let's see if next week or whenever. But great day of trade, given the fact that the Nifty and Sensex both have, hit a fresh high. In fact, the Nifty is right now somewhere around 19,980 or thereabouts. Mid-cap index hit a fresh high. The Nifty Bank index, in fact, toppled that 46,100 mark for the first time. And a lot of these private banking names were, on the top gainers list on the Nifty. Look at ITC, that was the top gainer. Well, this company, the market cap of the stock has hit somewhere around 6 lakh crores for the first time. It's a milestone day for this stock as well. If you look at Kotak Bank, ICICI Bank, Dr. Reddy's, Pharma Pack was fairly active in today's session. Cipla, Sun Pharma, all of them were among the gainers. On the losing end, you had the likes of Infosys. Of course, we are waiting for the first quarter numbers, so that's under pressure ahead of that. The entire IT pack was a little cautious in trade today. The index was down somewhere around 1% or so. But Nifty, in fact, Infi rather, has come off its day's low, down somewhere around 2% right now. But we'll be, of course, watching out for the numbers. Ultratech Cement, HCL Tech, Bajaj Finserv, Britannia, Eicher Motors were some of the losers on the Nifty. But let's also talk about the mid-cap end of the markets. The Nifty mid-cap index, in fact, hit a fresh record, even though the broader markets were underperforming the benchmarks today. Yatin, what were the movers in the mid-cap?
Today again we had a very strong move in the stock of Polycab, almost 10% up. And in the last half an hour, despite the stock being in the F&O ban, we saw some massive short covering in the counter, which came in about. RVNL, they have been winning orders consistently, and that stock was up 7.5%. Natco Pharma, Borosil Renewable, APL Limited, all of these stocks were doing well in trade. What was not doing well in the mid-cap space were the likes of Amara Raja Batteries. The stock is down nearly 5%. After the block deal also, we saw some pressure on the stock, and that pressure really continues. ABB, that was a surprise mover today, because the parent ABB announced its results, and they had disclosed a muted order inflow for India region, almost 7% in local currency, which means that it was slightly lower than the street expectations, or probably the street was expecting some bit of better double-digit performance in terms of the order inflows for ABB. So that stock was down. In general, today was an eventful day. Reliance Industries finally trades X of Geo Financial Services, and because of that, the shares of Reliance dipped by nearly 8% to yesterday's close. Obviously, a major part of this fall is due to the Geo Financial shares, and they have been valued at around 180 rupees to 200 rupees by brokerages. So let's see 2-3 months down the line, how does Geo Financial list in trade, and what kind of strategy do they have for the financial world.
All right, that was about Reliance Industries. But let's also talk about Infosys. That's one stock on my radar today, this afternoon, given the fact that we are waiting for the first quarter numbers to be unveiled. Dollar revenues seen in the range of 0.8% or thereabouts. It is expected to better its peers when it comes to CC revenue growth. That's expected in around 0.7% or thereabouts on a sequential basis. Remember, TCS has hardly seen any move in the CC revenue growth, whereas both HCL Tech and Wipro have seen a degrowth on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So if Infosys manages to clock in a CC revenue growth of above 0%, so to say, or in the positive, it would beat or manage to outshine its peers. If you look at the profit growth, that's expected to grow by 1% or thereabouts on a quarter-on-quarter basis. EBIT margins seen largely flat at 21% or thereabouts. Remember, Moneycontrol has done a story where they said that Infosys, may have deferred the April salary hikes to a later day. So that could happen in the second quarter. That's when the impact of salary hikes may come in. But for this quarter, margins are likely to be flattish. And if you look at the guidance, well, that's where, that's what the street is keenly watching out for. The guidance of last quarter given was 4.4 to 7%, but it is expected to tighten that guidance to 4 to 6%. We'll have to watch out for that. EBIT margin guidance, however, is expected to remain steady at 20 to 22%. When it comes to the management commentary, of course, commentary on deal wins, that will be watched out for, given the fact that the deal pipeline across the IT sector has been pretty pretty healthy. And commentary on how the demand is panning out with respect to discretionary spends in the North American markets, because that is one of the biggest markets for Infosys aside of Europe, which was largely stable as the management had indicated. Aside of that, update on tech spending, margin lever, any revision of course in FY24 guidance, and also when it comes to AI landscape. Very recently we have we had a notification on the BSE saying that the company has clocked a $2 billion deal with an existing clients for over 5 years or thereabouts. So we'll have to watch out for the management commentary for more color on that deal. Plus it has also bagged two deals in the last quarter, one from Nordic Bank and one from BP, if I'm not mistaken. So these two deal wins. So we'll have to watch out for deal wins, demand outlook, as well as any revision in the guidance for FY24. So that's one stock that will be watched out for in the morning tomorrow, given the fact that it will be reacting to its first quarter numbers.
And the press conference for Infosys starts in probably half an hour from now.
Right.
Apart from Infosys, another technology stock which was in focus yesterday also saw a strong move. Today also giving strong moves was NewGen Software. Now, NewGen Software is a banking product company. Obviously, you can't compare the number on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but on a year-on-year basis, the company gave a very strong 34% revenue, and this is on the back of AMC annuity business doing well, and overall the growth looks promising. Obviously, the deal wins have been also strong, and the management expects the momentum to continue. Now, Jefferies has a buy rating on the stock. They have revised the target price aggressively to the upward trajectory to 860 rupees per share. Today, the stock has hit all-time high, trading above that 800 rupees mark. And if you look at the management, they've highlighted the strong growth in traditional markets, particularly among banks, wherein the deal wins remains good and strong. They have also raised the EPS estimates, and also now Jefferies believe that the company can grow at a CAGR, which is a compounded annual growth rate of nearly 23% till FY25. And also, given the fact that stock is trading at 21 times price to earnings multiple, Jefferies believes that this is justified given the fact that the company is undergoing very strong growth. So 2 days and 20% for the stock and still counting, and Jefferies obviously expects more upside from the current market price.
Well, 20% in 2 days. The growth outlook also pretty strong, and of course upward revision in EPS estimates as well. So that's the story with NewGen. But with that, I think we've come to the end of this edition of Closing Bell. Of course, minutes from now we'll have the Infi numbers, and then at 4:30 or so the management will be speaking at the post results press conference. But of course, we'll be getting you live coverage on the numbers 4:15 p.m. onwards. So don't forget to tune in for that. But for now, it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. Thanks a lot for watching. But for all your other news and updates, stay tuned to Moneycontrol.